Begin.
Well, how am I supposed to?
Start by using one of the arguments that you have.
Studying abroad is better organized because there are better universities and lessons are taken in seriously.
Yes, but try not to ask first and not look at me. You're trying to
Okay.
convince this team, okay? Come on.
Universities there are better organized and lessons are taken seriously and that's why, yes.
Okay, and why is this important? Try to elaborate a bit. Give some more details, all right? Don't just mention.
Okay, this is very important because in this way we'll be given many opportunities in life, much more opportunities in life, because our educational system is not, but basically it's underestimated by other people, so you get more opportunities. That's why.
What do you think, Helen?
That's actually exactly the problem, that it's underestimated. People don't consider degrees from our country as important as from other countries such as United Kingdom or United States of America. And therefore, however, that doesn't mean that our degrees aren't as good as theirs. And there are many countries who start to appreciate the Greek degrees. Also, there are many good universities here in Greece where you can get the best education.
Okay, all right,
I
fair
agree
enough.
with that, but I say that our universities are underestimated, not they're not well. People underestimate our universities.
Is this a problem for you? The fact that they underestimate our universities, is it a
It's
problem?
a very big problem because the other countries may think that we don't have a good educational system, and our children and the brains of Greece,
Greek brains in a way, yes.
of Greece are not actually the brains of Greece.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Come on, go straight.
I believe that we should try to change this
Opinion. Other people's opinions,
this
yeah.
opinion of the
People abroad, perhaps.
people abroad, yeah, because as I told before, it is a very big disadvantage for us. Disadvantage.
Do you agree, Helen?
I think that people abroad, if they don't want to study in Greece, it's because abroad there are many facilities. I mean that maybe in Greece the universities are good and maybe these universities are underestimated, but the universities have not facilities, so
Do not have good facilities.
do not have good facilities.
To the team, not to me.
Yes, because and facilities I think that are very important to help the children to study and be more efficient.
Stella, do you think facilities is the most important thing?
Maybe the Greece university maybe don't have the facilities that the other university
Universities do.
do, but it's not only facilities, it's the person. If you want the person to do something, read or study very well or do something instead, you can do this.
I partly agree with you, but I think that facilities a university has help these children to help people to improve their knowledge and make them more. It helps. It helps them.
How?
Because they are able to.
Think of something you can do in Greece or at school and you would like to do, but the facilities that exist at your school are not adequate.
At school we have not.
You don't have.
We don't have space for sports. I mean, big space for sports. But abroad, have universities abroad.
Universities abroad without a preposition.
Yes, have many facilities which help the children to be better at what they do.
Helen?
It's true that many universities have better facilities than the ones in Greece, but we certainly don't lack the facilities. In the universities, everything you need is there. Even if there are some lacks in the university, such as there is no library, you can always go search somewhere else.
So that's not the problem, you mean?
Also, the facilities aren't the only problem. I mean, they aren't the most important thing.
What is the most important thing that exists in Greece?
The most important thing that exists in Greece is, in my opinion, the culture.
Culture.
Because Greece has such a great civilization and history that other countries could be very jealous of, and therefore they have depth in matters such as philosophy, literature, or positive sciences such as math or geography.
So you believe it's the same or better to study at home?
Yes, and there are more reasons than that, but
Okay.
go.
Anastasia, what do you think?
I agree with Helen that the culture of Greece is special, but if you are studying abroad,
Studying abroad.
at foreign universities, you can meet children from different countries, so you can you can know for
You can interact because there's a cultural diversity.
interact and learn for not one culture and but for more, so you can broaden your horizons.
Horizons? Okay.
Yeah.
Stella?
If you want somebody to meet people, make friends, you can do by technology we have, internet, computers. We can meet people from all around the world, talk with you, change what you
Talk with them.
Yeah, but I think that it is better to talk with them face to face and
we have
meet
done.
them. Yeah, but you can have them every day and talk with them, and I think that is better because
What? How can that help us? interacting with people face to face, learning from them.
Yes.
How can this be helpful for us? What do you think?
We can learn better the language because we hear them talking, so we know how exactly we.
You don't just hear, you talk with them actually, you
Yes.
become friends. Other than
And
that,
you get more used to it.
That be able to interact with foreigners face to face is important, but there's no need to travel abroad or use cameras. There are many foreigners in Greece. In fact, Greece is one of the countries with the biggest number of foreigners compared to the population. So you can easily practice other languages by talking with the native speakers in Greece.
Colin?
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I really don't understand what I'm actually going to say.
You want to support studies at home.
Yeah.
How will you do that? By talking about the advantages of studying at home and attacking what? The advantage of studying abroad, or mentioning the disadvantages of studying abroad. Are there any disadvantages?
Studying abroad. There is a big disadvantage, which is have a very big distance by your friends or your family.
Why is this bad? Why is this a disadvantage?
This is a very big disadvantage because you may have you may be in some ways ill or have a big problem, and you should have somebody to support you. If you are in a foreign country and you don't have many friends, or you aren't very close with them, with some people, you are alone and you cannot be helped by anybody.
Okay. So how can we surpass this? How can we actually overcome this problem if we study abroad? Can we?
Yeah, okay.
How?
How about the friends?
I mean, feeling lonely and homesick and having nobody around to help you.
We can go with other friends from our country, or we can meet people there from the university. And
Explain to him.
we can meet other people there, we become friends, and hang out when we don't have to study, so we won't feel lonely. And we also may find an old friend there, and have people to talk with.
Helen?
That is true, but being close to your family and your old friends has many advantages compared to making new ones, because they are more reliable to aid in case of need. I mean, if something big happens abroad, for example a car accident, your family will be the first one to try to help you, but due to distance they won't be able to offer the necessary help or money. And speaking of money, studying abroad can also cause many financial problems because there are firstly many expenses in order to travel. The tickets are too expensive and the accommodation. And also you need to pay, in many universities abroad, you need to pay a lot of money so you can actually study there.
Is it worth paying all this money?
I was about to say that even in Greece we pay a lot of money because when we sit for example lower, we pay I would say the same amount of money. Okay, of course there are, and the money you spend.
Yeah, money you spend also. Or also, of course, there is, don't say and.
Oh, Yes, the money you spend on traveling.
Also, of course, this is another
Yes.
expense. Okay.
But let's see. That's,
But it's worth paying all this money.
yeah, I think it's a better way of life.
Okay, Astrid, what do you think?
I
Is it
agree.
expensive?
It is more expensive than in your country, but it's worth because we said that has more opportunities. The foreign countries think that are wealthier than ours, so at the universities may have more computers or things like that that would help the lesson than in Greece.
Stella, what about the teachers? Are they important in studies?
Yeah, this is very important if they do the lessons well, so the students can take part on this lesson. And yeah, so in other universities maybe this is better, but as teacher in Greece is the same better. We don't have.
Is as good as they are. So you think that Greece can compete in terms of teachers, of the level of the teachers?
Yeah, if they want.
No.
No.
No, you think so? You think no?
No.
Okay.
It's the same underestimated by its own citizens than not only.
You mean teachers are underestimated?
No, I mean that even Greeks are underestimating our educational system.
The Greek people, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
except from people abroad.
Yes.
And that even the teachers are underestimating our educational system.
So actually they don't believe you mean the system, not
Yeah, they don't take their lesson in serious.
right? Is this the case? They don't take the job seriously in Greece.
I disagree. Some of them take their job very seriously.
Name one.
Brilliant, I don't be so strict. Okay, go on. Yes?
Some of them take their job very seriously because they want to help the children, all the people that want to study and have a good job in the future. These people that want to help them are the ones capable of their job, and I believe that they take their job serious.
So, Stelio, if, for example, we have good teachers in Greece, if some of them do their job perfectly well, why should we study abroad? Yeah. And if it's so expensive to study abroad?
Well, studying abroad also has more opportunities because abroad the cities are more advanced, they are more developed, and in Greece we also do not, we face a crisis right at the moment, and abroad also there are bigger countries, and thus there are more businesses or chances to get jobs. While in Greece, it's difficult. That.
Okay, Tom?
Most countries face a crisis, and also speaking of crisis, that's why we don't have most people don't have the money to study abroad. Personally, I wouldn't study abroad if that was to cause me big financial problems. As for the subject of the teachers we were talking about earlier, the truth is that it is true that many teachers in Greece don't take their jobs very seriously, but many other people have dedicated their lives to what they're doing, and are being recognized by all over the world. And even if they're not, I remember there was this one time my mother brought me to the university. She studied in Thessaloniki, we found out that there was one specific teacher that has been teaching the students for over 30 years in the same, over 30 years exactly the same subject. That people like them are very dedicated to their jobs and they can do it right.
Okay. Helen?
I think that maybe the teachers in Greece are very good, but I think that abroad the educational system is more progressed, so it helps and the teachers and
Helps both the teachers and
yes, both the teachers and students with the lesson and gives chances. It gives many chances as it can help the students get a degree easily and get.
so it's easier to get a degree abroad. Is that
easy.
what you mean? It's easier.
Yes, because the educational system is helpful.
Okay, still cool.
I think that you can take a degree easier if you study abroad. The system, the education system is different than we have here. You don't know so much so well the language as your native language.
Don't speak the language very well, yes?
I think that the educational system abroad it's more organized, so people from other countries are helped to learn the language as well as the people who are from this country, because the communication is very important, and by communicating and cooperating with other people, you can learn their language, their habits,
Etc.
We have already told that there is no need to travel abroad in order to be able to practice the language. And also, as for the system, if people study their own country, then it's natural that everybody will try to make the system better, and therefore it will become better. On,
Want to add something? No. Do you?
Elena,
Okay, Melina, hold on.
Yeah, I think that by traveling abroad, you.
Oh yes, I had to add something.
Would you like her to speak first and then answer?
No, speak.
Oh, continue. Continue, okay.
Also, it's not easier to get a degree abroad. In fact, it's harder. First of all, because there is always a lack of knowledge in the language, and also the educational system in other countries is so its expectations are so exaggerated that the people which actually manage to get a degree, even if they're native speakers, they're truly counted on the fingers. In the countries with the best universities, for example in America, most people they have never been to college
Most people, yes.
because they couldn't make it there.
All right.
Okay, that's why we said that our system is underestimated. You said that they expect a lot of things there. Well, if you study and if you want to pass your exam, there's no problem with that. You will make it, but in here, we have low expectations. And that's why we said we underestimate our education.
Hold on,
system.
underestimate means υποτιμώ.
Yes.
Okay, and in Greece it doesn't apply.
Well,
That you mean.
what I want to
Say,
yes is that in here,
here, abroad, yes. Because you're abroad.
no.
Oh, you mean Greece?
in
Okay,
Greece,
sorry.
yes.
In Greece?
I don't know how to.
Try, I'll help you. In Greece the system is what?
It's easier for you to pass, but this isn't always
The expectations are not high, you mean? The teachers do
Yeah,
not
it's
demand
easier. Yes,
a lot of
exactly.
you, okay?
But this is not always the right thing.
Okay,
And
that's what
if
you're
you
trying to
don't
say,
read-
because the way you were saying it was kind of funny,
Okay,
okay?
yes.
All right, go
I
on.
disagree with that.
Okay,
Okay.
please talk about it now. Let's resume, all right? Come on.
Because the level that is demanded in Greece is very, very high. It is easier to get a degree, but in order to get in the university, the level is also quite high. It's what many people call the Greek system or parrots. You have to learn exactly what is given to you. And that is a very high level. In Greece, we learn much more things that they learn in schools of other countries, and therefore studying is easier in our country.
This way of learning is very stupid.
Okay. What is the way of learning you're discussing? Learning things by heart.
That about parrots.
Learning things by heart.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
That's all.
That was the only comment. You said
Yes.
something very powerful. Explain it.
Because you don't actually learn by that. You don't learn. You just learn things by heart. That doesn't help you.
Helen, you wanna answer?
I think that what Marina is trying to say is that if you try to learn things by heart, it is only to learn things to pass your exams, get
Yes.
a degree and all this.
You don't actually learn.
Yes, you don't, but abroad I think that on the universities they try to make the students to have a well-rounded education and help them to widen their horizons.
They help them broaden their horizons
Yes,
and teach them to
also-
do what? Yeah. What do you think they teach them to do?
It's the system again, which can see the what they have done all these years. Why they study.
Okay. So it's, yes.
It is difficult because it's for clever people. So if you deserve to pass, you will pass.
Clever and hardworking, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on, Fatih.
I agree with Melina that it's for clever people and that only the clever and the people that are working hard can pass there. But if we do have our difficulties too, somebody to pass in Greece isn't. It has its difficulty. It's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
It has its difficulty.
Okay. Stella? Any other points you haven't covered? You? Yes.
Actually, it is true that the Greek system of parrots isn't the best, but that's exactly the difference between learning and understanding. You have to learn the things by heart, but also you can try harder to understand what the subject and be able to talk and be able to develop it.
Mm-hmm.
And those people who want to, and those people who will try to understand this subject and become masters of it,
Or master it.
will be the ones who will succeed. And that doesn't make any difference, either you travel at home or abroad.
But also when it will be time to study for what we choose as a job in high schools, we will be used to the way of learning things by heart in Greece, and we have to learn a new way of learning things, because if we learn things by heart and don't really learn them, it will make our jobs more difficult. It will take more time to learn things. It will be more difficult.
That's why I say that that it's also necessary to try and understand the subject.
Okay, Mr. Chair?
I agree, and I think and I believe that it is better to have the standards high at the university, so the people that will pass they would be deserve it.
Is that right?
Yes, and
Yes?
we said that we can practice the language at Greece also, but I think that
Greece at home, yes?
yes, I think that the most important it isn't the most important to get a degree, but you have to have fun your life, to go to other places
You also need to have
Need.
fun.
and meet new people, go to other places and see new things. And I think that it is very important to accept for degrees and universities.
Okay. Yes, Helen?
And you can travel abroad later in life. Then it's not the end of the world as soon as you finish university. You can always travel abroad anytime, but travel abroad doesn't mean studying abroad.
But you said there are financial problems.
Yeah,
How are you supposed to travel anytime abroad?
If you can't, you don't.
yeah, but if you
Common
can
logic.
do both, and I think it's more interesting.
This was a problem.
And we'll return to the other problem about family and friends.
Okay, who wants to be all the time near to their parents?
Yeah.
There are people who
Who
do.
wants?
Near their parents.
And even
Near
near
their
the,
parents.
there is a difference between being near the parents and being too far from the parents. Because anytime you're gonna need a help at something, you don't have to stay in the same house with them.
Yeah, but I think that it's good sometimes to
To learn how to be independent.
yeah, and independent. That's yeah, and live alone, and it's okay what happened. You can't all have always your parents or your friends to support you.
Okay.
About this thing with the living individually and alone, I believe that staying in Greece, but being far away, but living individually, can be
Independently.
yeah,
Okay, alone, without,
Alone?
not with your
can
parents.
be in the same city also.
You don't have to travel abroad, that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you may find a good apartment or rent an apartment, and you can stay alone.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
then.
but
Yes.
abroad there are also many things that you can see, and you get out of your everyday life, and it's a great experience.
You go to places in Greece that you haven't seen. You
Yeah,
won't
and
see.
And then what if you have seen them all?
And
That's a
then-
little hard considering how many different places Greece has.
Okay. Anybody else want to start something?
Yes.
Yes, Helen?
And also, it is possible to live independently in the same country with your parents. For example, my father, his parents were living all the way down to Kalamata, and he was studying at Thessalonica. They have nothing to do with each other.
In Thessaloniki, yes, good. All right. Very good. Now, guys,